Okay, shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kadash. Right? And double honors to the apostles and the elders, okay, of Great Millstone, as well as the bishops that rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And of course, peace and mercy to the elect that pushed this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, as well as the rest of the elect that sincerely believe. Peace and mercy to you and your household. So this lesson we're doing here, this class, in today's class is going to be a lesson, another edition of News and Prophecy, as we go into the prophecies of the scriptures and connect them to the events that play out on earth, showing you that the scriptures, the Bible, is a live document, okay? Because the events that you see playing out on earth are events that have been spoken about 2,000 plus years ago in the scriptures. Okay, so now, as you see the title, it says WEF will make cash illegal. And I got this clip here I'm going to play concerning cash going illegal. And the Holy Spirit is dealing with you. You should know the idea of cash being illegal is pointing to the MOTB. Okay, because if cash is illegal, then what is legal for the aspect of buying and selling? Okay. So I got this clip here. This is from Redacted. You know, on a side note, I find it funny that they're counting the U.S. national debt every time they do a show. But that's also prophecy. But it says here, the title. Oh, well, okay. Oh yeah, the title says WEF just admitted cash will soon be illegal. Here's how. So I'm gonna play. We're gonna go through a couple minutes of this clip and bring out precepts, concerning prophecy. The little word in this lesson is edifying to the elect. Oh.
Their money out of these banks. That's not me saying this. Well, the banks are on the verge of collapse, hundreds of them, as Americans are scrambling to get their money out of these banks. That's not me saying this. This is CNBC News, front page news, now finally reporting what we've been warning about for years on the show. The house of cards is coming down. So we'll get to that part of it in a second with these banks collapsing. But first, cash.
You know what's so funny? So I used to work for CNBC, and I would show up for these panel segments, right? And I would say, well, I'm really worried about the US dollar because of this. And I would share some books, and they'd be like, oh, okay. Like the fellow panelists, they just were supremely unconcerned about yeah, whatever. People say that they're doom and gloom. They showed no interest when I was working there.
Well, now they do, apparently, because it's undeniable. And now you have the Fed saying the rest of these small banks, you had the Treasury Secretary a month ago, you had Jerome Powell about a month and a half ago saying that these small banks are facing severe strains, and a lot of them are going to collapse. They're going to be gobbled up, of course, by the larger banks. They told us this, and now CNBC acknowledging this, that is front page news. So we'll get there in a second, though. But first, one way to control a population, of course, is to control everything that you buy. And the best way to do that is to eliminate cash, because cash, you can remain anonymous.
Yeah,
one of the largest banks.
Buying the aspect of an economy. There's many aspects to economy: religious, military, judicial, right? But also financial. And the aspect of buying and selling is very important to an economy, because that's how you keep the economy going. All right, and that aspect of buying and selling is about to change. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like they're way behind. But this has to happen so that prophecies could come to pass, so that we could get the hell out of here, man. Because you know what I mean? Because really, like, they should already be
you're right. They're living on borrowed time.
Yeah,
you're right. They're living on borrowed time. They should have been doing this earlier.
But
everything
happens for a time, right, and season. So it's that time that they have to crash everything and rebuild, right, their new system.
Exactly. Exactly. As you see here, it says 7 News, Melbourne. Customers will be stopped from withdrawing and depositing cash and checks this month.
No, that's
that's
bad.
within the month of June.
Is that in America?
Yeah, it's in America. Melbourne. I'm pretty sure Melbourne is in America. Yeah.
No, that's Australia.
Well, that's Australia. Okay, con. The water. Yeah, right. That's true. Australia.
So
and you know what's funny about Australia? Con. Slake, you know what's interesting about Australia is that they usually test trial a lot of things in Australia before they bring over to the West.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this in Australian English. Macquarie Bank. I'm going to say Macquarie Bank. Just announced.
Yeah, it says
it's going cash.
All branches of major Australian banks, loses cash in digital,
and it will not allow customers to deposit.
It loses cash in digital only shift.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or withdraw cash or checks from its office branches starting this month.
Oh, what's going on here?
So this thing's not work.
Stop.
Because let's say there's a power outage or something, right? That means that people won't be able to buy and sell unless they, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's like Esau. What his plans is to do is to like have everyone under like a prison planet. It's not going to work.
I'm saying this. CNBC News, front page news, now finally reporting what we've been warning about for years on this show. The House of Cards is coming down. So we'll get to that part of it in a second with these banks.
Oh yeah, skip ahead a little bit. You want to repeat what you said there? Huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Basically, like, let's say there's like there's a power outage or whatever, right? With let's say there's like a blackout or something, right? And there's no
right,
and there's no power and whatever, and you can't buy or sell. Like you like won't be able to get gas, and I don't know. Esau is a wild man.
Yeah, right.
Esau is crazy, man.
Yeah, well, Esau and he's smart. He's a smart devil because he's a psychological devil, and he knows how to work on the minds of the people, and everybody's mind in this world is conducted by their flesh. You see, so the ones that will overcome Esau and his wicked ways are the ones that have their mind conducted by the spirit, not by the flesh.
That's right.
You know.
And it will not allow customers to deposit or withdraw cash or checks from its office branches starting this month. Reserve Bank data in April shows Australians then ran to the ATMs, according to Malcolm Roberts, and they made 30 million ATM cash withdrawals, amounting to 9.5 billion in February, up from 3.6 from February 2023. And that number is skyrocketing. So Australians are trying to get their money out, whatever cash they can from these banks. But guess what? They're going to be going to these ATMs, finding out that there's not a lot in there, and there's not going to be cash available for them. Australians are now protesting this. Here's a group of protesters who's saying, we need cash. Please do not take away our cash. Listen.
Cashless society, that sort of just means that they can track us. They can make new rules. And if we don't apply by those rules, well, then they can cut our bank accounts. So if we don't have cash, we need to keep our freedoms. We need to keep our cash.
And the WEF is moving full steam ahead, right, with its plans to control people.
Say it again.
Saying Esau wants to put his own people in slavery, because basically with them like getting rid of cash and all that, and basically the plan is to get everyone tagged with the whole CHIP, right? And to have a new world order, right? Where basically like we're all his slaves, you know. But the elect is gonna overcome. It's going to be overcome.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Well, if I'm able to pay for things that you don't know about, right? If I want to pay the gardener If I want to, not that I do illicit drugs, but whatever I want to do, if I can use cash to do it, you can't control me, right? I want to pay.
So basically, what he's bringing out is it's the aspect of cash. It kept the privacy there. If you want to buy a car, secondhand car, a used car, you can pay with cash. If you want to pay a painter to paint your deck, you can use the cash.
Some like under the table type stuff, right? Where it's not on the books, right?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Where it's on the books. So it's on the books, right? So basically, there's a certain level of privacy that comes with cash, but as the scriptures talk about, and we're going to get that, I'm going to pull out two precepts that explain the mentality of this devil. Okay, and when I talk about this devil, I'm talking about the top wicked elites of the nation of Esau, Edom, which today, those are the bankers. The top bankers of this world are their biblical nationality goes back to Esau, Edom. The spirit in them is the spirit of Satan. Those are Satan's children. The physical counterparts of Satan are those top wicked bankers, elites, all down to the average Edomite. Okay.
I have a quick
precept. And the same. Khan, go ahead, Ak.
James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
That's right.
For your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten, because they're very fat, man. These people never worked for hundreds of years, right? The Rothschild family, like they've been in power, and they're like a global syndicate, right? And they've basically been in power for over 300, 400 years, man. And basically, they're gonna lose their power eventually, right? But
that's right.
It said your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Because right now we have a thing called fiat currency, right? And basically, everything that we purchase and buy is not really real money. Right? It's a debt, right? So basically, like Esau is a very corrupt, because this whole the whole IMF, right? The international, what do you call it? The
Monetary
fund, right? Right, which
monetary
is all bankers. Yeah, like they're all bankers, and basically, like they have the world on lock. Like all the banks is basically run by them. They only have a handful of banks, not theirs.
Through two main means, which is every other country having central banks. The central banks of every other country holds in reserves the fiat currency, which is the American dollar. Now you have the whole upbringing of the BRICS nation, which a lot of nations are leaving the reserve of a fiat currency and dealing with their own currency, which is attached to their own resources. And then you have on top of that, you have the Saudi Arabia just declined in re-signing in the petrodollar. Now, if you know anything about the petrodollar, it basically established America's stronghold upon oil. All oil that was sifted out of Saudi Arabia had to be bought in fiat currency, American dollar. So a lot of these countries had to switch their currency or switch their dollars to receive American dollars to buy oil. But now that Saudi Arabia has said, we're not going to re-sign an agreement with America in terms of the petrodollar, that puts the American dollar at a high risk of failure, a very high risk.
And all this is prophecy. 2 Esdras 15 and 28 goes into or 29. It said the dragons of Arabia, right?
Right.
So everything is lining up with prophecy in the scriptures, right?
Yep.
right.
Exactly.
What?
Like, you still want me to get James 5?
Yeah, that was it. That was it on James.
Yeah, I still have more. Your gold and silver is
Okay, go ahead.
cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days, right? So they heaped riches, man, right? For basically, like, during the time of, like, the 1490s, right, where the whole like fall of the Moors of Granada, right? And basically that the Borgias coming up to power, and then Pope Alexander VI of Rome, and basically like, the damn Edomites been whooping our ass.
Yep.
With the whole his whole, like, Christianity, his Renaissance Christianity and shit. So they're rich, man.
Yep.
Right.
They have all of our records, our artifacts in the Vatican right now.
Yep.
Chilling.
Well, hey, Job 9:24 tells you that the whole world was given into their hand, right? And real riches. What's a king without subjects, right?
Right.
And the most important resource is human resource.
That's right.
Having humans as subjects to do, to do anything you want them to do, whether they're aware of it or not, is what makes you really rich. Because if the world, that Yahweh already gave him, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua already gave him the whole world, right? And he had infiltrated the whole world mainly through his financial system. When you go into the Bretton Woods system, those of you at home can look that up. That Bretton Woods system basically tied all nations of the earth to the American dollar based upon all the gold that America had stored up, which they had 2/3 of the world's reserve in terms of gold stored up. So all countries were like, okay, well, we got to tie, global dollar to the American dollar. That's how they've been able to basically control the whole world. Because how do you think a country and a city, rather forget a city, but how do you think a country in an economy runs without the distribution of finances? You see, that's all controlled by America. And now, so when you see that these BRICS nations, which stands for what? Brazil, Russia, China, India, and America.
Iran,
right.
China.
These nations, China, that's right. These nations have stepped outside of that system, that financial system that was set up in the 1940s, and have established their own financial system. That's a huge dent in it, to the American dollar, because they're getting all these nations that are subsiding, with these BRIC nations, because America fucked themselves, really. Excuse my French, but they messed themselves up.
That's right.
When they started sanctioning Russia. All these other nations, they started sanctioning Russia heavy, and all these other nations realized that, you know what? It's actually a danger to have American dollars in our central bank as a reserve, because now, if America wants to punish us, they can. They can do whatever they want because we hold their dollars. But if you don't hold American dollars, how can America punish you? You see?
Right.
That was in that act, or was there more?
That's pretty much it. I had more, but you could bring out your that clip there.
Con. Yeah. We'll continue on a little bit more here.
Someone for a used car. Things that you don't know. WEF.
If we don't have cash, we need to keep our freedoms. We need to keep our cash.
See?
And the WEF is moving ahead right now with its plan.
Yep. And you can see
these people is ready for slavery, bro. Because look at this the so-called middle class person right now. Are like, don't know what to do. So the next thing, like, for them to do is basically go get to see him or whatever. Basically, like their whole kingdom is about to fall, man.
That's right.
Like it's gonna be a trading places, man. And you devils are gonna be on the dams. Are gonna be the real like human resource.
That's right.
Like in our kingdom, right?
That's right.
Because you damn devils is totally finished, man.
So witness against them this truth, and Khan, that's beautiful. Anyway, James broke it down, and what young elder was saying there as well. Wow, and this place is finished.
And this is middle class, so-called like middle class white Australian, right?
To keep our freedoms, we need to keep our cash.
And the WEF is moving full steam ahead right now with its plans to remove cash, because you can't control people if I'm able to pay for things that you don't know about, right? If I want to pay the gardener, if I want to, not that I do illicit drugs, but whatever I want to do, if I can use cash to do it, you can't control me, right? I want to pay someone for a used car, right? I want to pay in cash, which is how a lot of used car transactions take place, right?
Right.
I want to sell a computer. I sold something the other day, like just cash.
Air filter.
Yeah, I sold an air filter, cash, right? So many businesses are already making the move to digital only, no cash allowed, like this pub in Britain.
Okay, so where are we? We're in Winchester. Yeah, and are you refusing cash? And what's your name?
My name is I'm the assistant manager.
Okay, so you're the assistant manager in the pub in Winchester, and you're adamant that you can't take a national currency.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I've got.
Okay, I'm afraid I can't tell you anything today, unfortunately.
Are you
So
sure?
you already got your local pubs, restaurants that are in Australia right now, in Europe. That's right. That are not accepting cash. You see? And what that does, it builds a frustration between the people, because now after the CVID, if these devils, when these devils want to get everybody to consolidate themselves to a new world order, they're going to have to do it by force, because people are not stupid anymore, right? Ever since 2019 to 2020 up until now, so much information, so much knowledge, so much truth has come out on this devil, and he's been exposed, right, by the truth. And the people know, even though majority of people don't know the extent of truth, but they know enough to know that their government is corrupt. And a lot of people are going to be pushing back against it and being frustrated about it. And that's what you call the division within Esau's kingdom, right? If Satan's kingdom, let me get that precept real quick right now. Kingdom.
The same kingdom,
it's divided, right?
Yeah. How shall his kingdom stand?
Exactly.
So it's like even though it feels like we're going to be catching hell and stuff, really, it like really right now it's like we should be laughing. We should right now like have a toast right now. And
that's right.
Laugh at their calamities, right?
Beautiful point, brother. I was just saying that right before our eyes, they're falling apart.
That's right.
That's what we're watching. Go ahead. Wow.
So I'm going to start from 25. Matthew 12 and 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided, you see, every kingdom that is divided against itself is brought to desolation.
That's right.
If your eyes are open, it's not this kingdom. Remember, Esau's kingdom is not just within America, Babylon the Great, but it's within the whole world. Job 9:24. And the whole world right now is divided, especially through these proxy wars that we're seeing right now, right? Between Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Palestine. All these proxy wars are making the world divided. It says, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan shall cast out Satan, which you have a lot of Edomites telling on Edomites, right? You have a lot of Edomites snitching on Edomites. Okay, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand? And that's why the scriptures talk about how when this devil knoweth he hath a short time, right, he shall come down with great wrath, because he's losing. And even these Klaus Schwab said that we have to buy back or get back the narrative, right? So the narrative has been lost from the WEF and all these NGOs and top wicked elites, the narrative that they had control over was lost because of the truth through that whole CVID situation up until now, showing that CVID situation was very prophetic, very, very prophetic.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I got two precepts I'm going to bring out here concerning this.
Before you bring that up, Slakia, young elder, because you just brought up a powerful word there. You said prophetic. I don't know if this precept came out, but I just wanted to just read it. I am there in the KJV, right? Because, excuse me, they cannot cleave one to another. And I'm going to bring out this divine receipt. Okay. So this is the book of Daniel. Daniel 7:19. I'm just going to go right to the point, right? It says, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, right? So, hey, Daniel's prophecy for you folks at home, most scholars says that was 602 to 605 BC, right? I don't really care what the scholars say about that, but this is a fact, and it is prophetic, and we're in that time of this fourth beast. So it says, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. Right? So we know that residue goes back to, simply put, the hopeful elect that is going to come out of the woman, which represents Israel. Right? So this residue here is ultimately Yasharallah. I just wanted to read that about the iron. And real quick, there's a precept that in the book of Daniel that talks about iron and clay in regards to that fourth beast and how they're not going to come together. They're going to fall apart, while they're trying to come together.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but that's it. Just wanted to bring that point out on the fourth beast, so it's prophetic. Okay, right down to our time. That's it.
We're in that time, man. The toe being broken.
That's right. That's right, brother.
Yeah.
You said, man.
And that residue
broken,
also,
smashed.
yeah.
When Yahushua comes, man.
We should be happy, like you're saying. That's right.
And
that
that could be in our lifetime, man. It could happen soon, next couple months, maybe next year or two, right? Lord's will.
Yeah,
right.
Lord's will. That residue also goes into the nations, the other heathens as well, because the scriptures talk about how these heathens are going to turn on Esau, Edom, on America, because of all the filthy, all the wickedness that America has done to not just Jake, but also all the heathens. They're going to turn on Esau for that, and we'll get precepts to that. That was it on that. Hey.
Yep, that's it. That was the point on the iron that system prophetic. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna get here Isaiah 14 and 12 and read down to 14, and it reads here, because you have to understand these devils, because this guy mentioned that it's all about control. The cash, going away from cash and going into a digital currency, which is going to be spearheaded by the MOTB, all comes back to ultimate control. And this devil, right, these bankers, these top wicked bankers, the elites of the elites, okay, they have a God complex. And their God complex is that, again, the Most High controls everything, controls everybody. So they want to control everything and control everybody. And this is their artificial way of doing so, which is the MOTB. So let's go here to Isaiah 14 and 12, and it reads,
Lucifer, like that reggae song, Lucifer, son of the morning. So that shows you that those Benjamite, that those reggae artists, they're very conscious. Because they read the Bible, right? Lucifer, son of the morning. We're gonna chase Esau out of here, man.
So it says Isaiah 14 and 12, how art thou fallen from heaven?
Beautiful.
Right, which is falling from what? See, a lot of you Christians and a lot of you Christian Israelites, I think this is talking about Satan actually falling from heaven. You are carnal minded and not spiritual minded, man. It's warrant for a laugh, because you guys are carnal minded and not spiritual minded. This is talking about heaven, your rulership.
Beautiful.
Okay, how
Bro,
art
do you
thou
know
fallen?
Esau right now?
That's what's happening right now.
He has his deep underground military. What do you call it? He has those dumbs.
Bunkers.
Like even right now in Canada, right now in Ontario and stuff,
Yeah,
they have cities underground, man. That they're
yeah,
preparing
Khan.
yeah,
cities underground, man.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Of course. Yep. Absolutely.
So they're gonna be trying to hide and shit.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
right.
we're gonna get them, Lord's will.
Yeah.
Well,
So it
in
says, "How art thou fallen from heaven?" So you're falling from your rulership by the way of this truth. How are you falling from your rulership? Starting with the exposure, you being exposed to the world by the way of the truth. And then these nations are really going to rain down on you with their missiles. But then you got the final, the finale, which is Yahweh Shai invading this earth with the hosts of heaven. Okay. O Lucifer, which means light bearer, right? Light is parabolic with knowledge. These devils, for them to deceive the world by the way of lies and murder, and they would have to know the truth. You cannot tell a lie without knowing the truth.
And then
right.
remember, I think in the Revelation, the Lord said, "I am the light. No, I am the bright and morning star."
Yeah.
So I'm like, so Yahweh Shai is supposed to be that light on the
And
right
he is
hand
that
side.
light. Yeah,
He's the
he is
right.
that light.
Right.
That's right. Because the scriptures say the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we know that's because wisdom, the knowledge of wickedness does not teach you to fear the Lord. And that's what wisdom begins at.
Mm-hmm.
So, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, low estate, which didst weaken the nations? And he did weaken the nations through his what? Abachia, right? Which is his debt, his military, and his religious religious opinion on things. He spread his religion throughout the world, which is really worshiping Satan. But everybody believes worshiping Jesus is different from worshiping Satan. It's the same thing. When you go into the history, it's the same damn devil, man. When you go into Jesus, the aspect of Jesus and the history of Jesus, all that goes back to worshiping Satan. Baphomet.
I remember going to church, man, and I knew something was off with that image, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I never knew as a child.
Right.
And now I know.
Right. Yeah.
Now we know, right?
Con.
Right.
So verse 13, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart," right? The wicked bankers, I will, the top bankers of the world, "I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God," which is talking about the Israelites. The stars of the Most High are also the Israelites, but also goes into his space system. Okay, and that's where you got, they can only go so far. The scriptures talk about the Most High has appointed their bounds, right? But it's trying to exceed those bounds, and they won't. "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation," right? And the mount of the congregation is the top seat among the nations.
Mm-hmm.
Among all the nations on the earth, who has the top seat? Esau, Edom, these top, America. When you go into the UN is established in America. It's New York.
That's right.
You see?
By the Rockefeller.
Mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, which is over here, North America.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Verse 14, last verse, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So I'm bringing this out to show you newer believers that this devil, this wicked Edomite, which he's already wicked regardless, he has a complex, a God complex.
Mm-hmm.
And his God complex is to control everything, like the Most High controls everything.
You can
all right, I'm gonna go from here.
Yeah. It says,
I'm actually gonna get the next precept. I'll read that. Verse 15 it says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell."
That's right.
So they're gonna be on those deep underground military bases.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be quite comfortable until the angel and the elect is gonna get them out of those damn bunkers. And it's gonna be time to pay up, man.
That's right.
Your debt has to be paid, man.
That's right. And it says to the sides of the pit, to the sides of the pit. Come.
We're gonna be in that, Lord's will.
That's right, man. A lot of you Edomites that are going to be saved through this destruction are going to be saved for not salvation. That's saying saved for slavery. That's what you're being saved for, because you need to build up the kingdom of heaven on earth.
That's right.
Read the next verse.
I'll go from here and get 2 Thessalonians 2.
Read the next verse, young elder. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the man?
So verse 16 says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Beautiful.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of the prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one of them in his own house.
Wow. The Wizard of Oz. Is this him? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right.
Like,
because
this
right
is your
now
prince,
he's in
and this
splendor.
is your king. This is your king.
Yep.
We're gonna bash them. Yo, the Lord. Yo, I can't wait, man. The Lord. Right now, like, we patiently have to just wait, right?
Wait.
We just patiently
Suffer.
wait.
We gotta suffer.
Because the angels and the elect is gonna give his elect that power, man.
That's right.
And we're gonna be sovereigns again. Because right now we aren't no damn sovereigns. We are slaves.
Yep. Yeah, the scripture, there's a song called Underground Kings, and that's exactly what the elect are, the underground kings.
That's right.
Right now. 2 Thessalonians 2:8, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed. Actually, let me read this in NLT. Come on now. Okay. NLT, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8, and it reads, then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahweh will kill him with the breath of his mouth, which is what we're doing, the prophets, right? And destroy him by the splendor of his coming. So we're going to be prophesying, and we're heralds of Yahweh, right? Because Yahweh, we're heralding we're in Esau's kingdom, telling him that his kingdom is going to be taken down by another man, and he's going to establish his kingdom on top of yours. That's treason.
Esau right now, he can't stomach it, man. He's throwing up, like, because they see us on the highways and byways, and we've been out here, like, we in the Gemma, Toronto, like, we've been out there for 15, 16 years, man. And basically, like, raising hell, like, spiritual hell. On you on you nations, man. Because this is the time of your downfall. Because the prophets weren't nice guys, right? That the prophets were here for a purpose, right? To tell people of things us to come. Jeremiah, to the prophet that have been before me and before the old, prophesied both against many countries, against kingdoms of war, pestilence, evil. So that's what we're prophesying, man.
That's right.
It's a nasty stomach. It's like a nasty taste in their stomach, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting sick and they're vomiting,
Yeah. And it goes on to say, by splendor of his coming. So when Yahweh invades the earth, right?
That's right.
He invades the earth, and the scriptures say that he shall not meet us as a man. So it says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with the counterfeit power, AI technology, MOTB, CBDC, right? And signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them, which is this doctrine. So Yahweh will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies. You see?
So Esau's heavy on that left hand side, man.
Yeah.
You know, so they're
And why?
So they're consulting demons and they're doing things. They're doing CERN. You know, they're doing a lot of wickedness.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but the main thing is the fact that the Lord is giving you rebels, okay? You Israelites that don't want to listen. This is why the Lord is giving you up unto this devil's lies, okay? It says, then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth. And that's why the Most High, okay, through his Son is going to give you up unto the lies of this demon, all right? These Edomites are going to lie through their teeth, and you're going to believe it. The Most High is going to put a spirit on you rebels to believe it so you can be condemned. You see? This is a very, very, very serious situation that we're in. Okay? All right, that's it for me. I don't know if brothers got any last any other precepts that they want to bring
I still
up.
have this. James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth of them which have reaped, which are reaped, are enter into the ear of the Lord of the Sabaoth, right?
Lord of armies.
Right?
That's right.
Basically, you know, like we're getting robbed, right? Like, and even like the average person
through taxes
in this world, we're all being we're all
robbed.
Yeah, we're being robbed
financially.
Yeah. Yet ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just and have not resisted you. So even like the tribe that was over here, of like the 10 tribes and the conquistadors and basically a lot of the Edomite that came over to the New World again, and that killed a lot of the Gadites, you know, and the Reubenites and all that, and like the Jakes in the Caribbean and South America, where you damn Edomites came and you guys slaughtered, man, millions of our people, man.
Right.
You know? Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruits of the earth.
Right. Hold on. So what does that mean? So that means what? Suffer your sufferings until the Lord comes.
That's right.
That's what it means by be patient, not wait around twiddling your fingers and not doing anything. Suffer your sufferings and maintain your integrity until Yahweh Shai comes.
That's right. The husbandman waiteth for the precious fruits of the earth, and having long patience for it until he received the earth and latter rain. Right. So we're basically like Yahweh Shai, right? He's basically the husbandman, and he's gonna bring us, and like he's gonna bring us to the wedding, right? And he's gonna marry us unto the Father, right?
Right.
Be also patient, establishing your heart, your mind, right? For the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. So we're in that time where a lot of things is going on. Like you have like the Russians who, like in the Caribbean, right? Like they came with their ships, over I believe 40 ships throughout the Caribbean, the Atlantic, stuff. So right now we're in serious time, but you know this is an amazing time, because basically we know that basically that this whole kingdom is about to be it's about to come to an end.
Expire.
And we're gonna be, you know, so the elect, like whoever the elect is gonna be blessed, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because basically everything gonna go, because basically a lot of destruction has to come so that we could get the kingdom, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
That's it on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to skip ahead here in this clip. I'm going to go to about 6 minutes here and play that.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with
for them, but I was using the king's legal tender with the king's face on it, and they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do that. Of course, this man is a cautionary tale because the shift to a cashless society would exacerbate existing inequalities. Those without access to digital payment methods, of course, such as the elderly, low-income individuals that don't have a free cell phone, like illegal immigrants in the United States, marginalized communities would be disproportionately affected by this. Without cash as a universal means of exchange, these individuals, of course, risk being excluded from economic participation in society. But when the WEF, of course, they know this. And so, of course, their goal is to make sure that the government provides digital access to everyone. They'll do it under the guise of simplicity, right? But really, it's about tracking you. And last week, the World Economic Forum held a summit in Saudi Arabia to accelerate their move to an all-digital currency, no cash. During a WEF meeting in Saudi Arabia last week, the central bank governor of Bahrain, Khalid Houmadine, said ordinary people cannot be trusted to spend their money how they see fit. These are the words that came out of his mouth. And the elite must completely ban cash in the near future in favor of a digital solution, he said. Houmadine also, then he sort of boasted that the general public is going to accept what we tell them to accept because they're going to do this without a struggle because we're going to give them a central bank digital currency. And basically he's saying, you are all sheep. And when the elites speak, you will follow us. Watch him and listen.
If we think cash is the analog and digital currency is the form of digital, CBDC is the digital form of cash, today, clearly we're in a hybrid situation. We're using both. And we know in the past, when it comes to cash, central bankers were very much in control with all aspects of cash. And now we're comfortable to the point where the private sector plays a big role in the printing of the cash, in distribution of the cash, and with the private sector.
Yeah, because a lot of you people don't understand that the central banks were behind even how your cash flow happens within each country. Each country has a central bank. And so that central bank controls the cash flow within that country. So what this guy is saying is that if we're already used to the central banks controlling the cash flow, why wouldn't we be used to the central banks controlling the digital cash flow, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the digital banks are going to bring out. The digital banks are going to, these central banks are going to push forth what? The MOTB to receive these funds.
Mm-hmm.
That flow is going to go right into people's arms, right? Or
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We use interest rates to manage the supply of cash. The same thing is likely to happen with CBDC. Yes, the central bank will have a role, but at some point in time, the same way we don't call it central bank cash, we're probably going to stop calling it central bank digital currency. It's going to be a digital form of the cash, and at some point in time, hopefully, we'll be able to be 100% digital. People are used to it. Right now, many of our payments are digital. The truth is, I said that we're in a hybrid model. There's less and less use of cash, and I think that from predominantly digital with a little physical, I think the transition to fully digital is not going to be a stretch. People are used to it, people have engaged in it, and circumstances did help. His adoption rates increased because of COVID. Yeah. This is where contactless started to become something of a necessity, something of a safety, something of a requirement. And because of that, there is very little resistance. Trust is already there. We just need to build it in a way that makes sure that we safeguard the risks. Cybersecurity risk is a must, and it needs to be dealt with at the national level. And to counter cybersecurity risk, you need to continue to invest, you need to continue to collaborate, and you need to continue to train. With those three things, we've done it in the past. I think we should be able to manage these risks.
Okay, I have a lot of questions there. A lot of questions there.
And I'm sure the infrastructure that just had a massive cyber outage in Britain the other day for their airplanes when they were all grounded. Imagine the same infrastructure applies to your payments in one afternoon. Sure. Right? I mean, this is what we're talking about. The cybersecurity risk was
money is hacked all the time.
Right.
All the time.
What are your questions?
Okay. So first of all, who died from?
Yeah. So now, as you see these devils, when it comes to this system, this MOTB system, this digital system, they're pretty confident. Okay. They're pretty relaxed and pretty sure that they're going to be able to establish a system and forwarded their wickedness, really, and their God complex upon the earth. Now, this is what the scriptures say according to what they think, how they think this and everything is going to go. Now, I'm going to start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3 in the NLT, because it's not going to go as well and as smoothly as these devils think it's going to go for themselves. Yep. So, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, it says, the vision is for a appointed time. It's for a future time. What vision? The vision of the destruction of this devil's rulership and the MOTB and Yahushua invading the earth. It says it describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not delay. So suffer, suffer your lot until Yahushua comes, basically. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness in Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai.
That's right.
Okay? Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouth as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, that's exactly what this is greed, because this devil hasn't had enough. He wants to go further than controlling your buying and selling aspect. He wants to control your thoughts.
Right.
He wants to be in you. Exactly. He wants your soul. Exactly. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The financial system they set up, and also the religious and military system they set up. But soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, "What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion," and in the King James it says by debt, by clay, thick clay, right? Thick clay. The word clay is abacha, which means debt. So they've become rich by their debt, setting up and establishing a debt system throughout the whole earth.
Sure.
Right? Because that Bretton Woods system was established based upon an honor system. So these other nations would just basically accept that and just agree with one another that America would only print as much dollars as they have in gold reserves. But obviously that's not what happened. Okay. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action, and guess what? The BRICS nation is a form of these debtors taking action. Okay. They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You've committed a murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. That's what he's done throughout the whole earth. Okay.
I have a precept. You don't have to go to it.
Okay, Khan, go ahead. I
just want to jump in and land back what you're saying. Proverbs 22:7, and it reads, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." Right? Just line back in what the elder was saying. You know, they've created a system of debt.
That's right, man. That's right. Good precept.
Yeah, because that's how the Rothschild family, that's how they got rich.
Yeah.
Right. I guess when during the whole Napoleon War or whatever, and then
they funded both sides.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right. When you have enough money where you can fund wars, man, you're ruling the world, man. You're ruling the world. Habakkuk 2:9 says, "What sorrow awaits you who builds big houses with money gained dishonestly?" You see, you believe your wealth will buy security, and that's what they believe. They believe if they have a C-hip in every single person's body, right? Because the greatest wealth and the greatest resource is human resource. That's why they want to C-hip you.
That's right.
So they believe if they C-hip everybody that they're in their security, because they think they're going to get the elect. That's really why. They know about the elect. Okay, they know about those that will stand stiffly against their ways. So they think that they're gonna, in the pride of their heart, they think they're gonna be able to C-hip the elect, but they won't. Putting your family's nest beyond reach of danger, and that goes into the bunkers as well, right? A lot of you got the bankers, which are the top luminaries or Luciferians, and they got all the lesser Luciferians under them. They're building bunkers. They're hiding their families from danger, right? But they don't know that they're hiding. The Lord is with you to build a bunker. Like what's his name? Who was building a bunker in Hawaii again? Not Jeff Bezos is building a bunker, but also the guy who runs Facebook.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Zuckerberg. That's
Zuckerberg.
right.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. He's building a bunker. So these lesser luminaries are building bunkers. Even fucking what's his name, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
All these lesser luminaries are building bunkers and they think they're gonna hide themselves from danger, but really you're just preventing yourself from this danger, but you're going into an extreme danger because you 2/3 are going to be destroyed. Okay, the elect are going to round you up and kill you, right? Because you're not gonna obey Yahweh Shem Shai, so we're going to dust you off, right? Until you come back in the kingdom, and then you Edomites and you heathens are going to be hiding in your bunkers just to be slaves.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man, that is amazing. Now I'm gonna go from here to Job 20. Job 20 and 19. I'm gonna read it in the King James.
I was reading it too. Even verse 4 is good too.
Okay, I'll start at verse 4 and then jump down.
Yeah.
It says Job 19 and Job 20 and
Verse
4 in the King James. It says here, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
During a short time period, man.
Exactly. They've only been loose for a short time period. That's right.
A little season.
That's right. And the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. You see? Now I'm going to jump down into verse 19, and it reads, it says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away an house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, which is talking about his mind. These devils are going to be stressed out as they start to lose the narrative and lose control over the people of the earth because of this truth. He has not saved, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. So there's going to be no inheritance left for his kids this time around. Back when he was being put into power, okay, the Most High was establishing into power. How did they keep their wealth and their power? They forwarded it through their children, through their sons specifically, passing on the wealth, from generation to generation. But on this, in this time, this is the last time they're going to be able to do that, because the next generation that's going to rule is the elect of the nation of Israel with Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
The people who is poor right now, broke, don't got shit.
Yeah.
The elect man's gonna be raised up out of that broke state.
That's right.
Daniel 7 and 18. That's what that is. Continue.
And it says here, he shall flee from the iron weapon. Or no, verse 22. Yeah, can't slack it. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That's talking about the heathens. These heathens are going to turn upon this devil, as you're seeing them doing right now. Okay, BRICS nation, Saudi Arabia just announced that they will not continue in the petrodollar agreement that they've had established with America for like 30 years, over 30 years. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So while he's chipping people, you see, while he's hipping everybody, because that's really the climax of his eating is when he's hipping everybody. Okay, and the belly's talking about what? His mind. So he's filling his mind with the fact that, okay, I'm going to get this done. I am going to be like the Most High. His pride is being inflated. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Right. So a lot of you Edomites are going to die. Some of you will flee from the iron weapon. Okay, but you're going to be killed anyways through the destruction and through salvation. And it's not salvation and through slavery.
So it's gonna take the Lord 1 hour.
That's it. 1 hour, man.
1 hour, man, for like for America be totally wiped out.
That's right. And like I said, man, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So just when he thinks he's going to be able to establish his NWO, the Most High, they're going to send Yahweh Shai to invade and disrupt his plans and destroy this devil and take his rulership.
Because right now, like, you could feel it in the air, man. Like, I was by the lake today, and like a lot of these people are on their boat, and they're doing, like, they're living very fat, man, on the lake on and stuff.
Yep.
But I'm like, you know, like, it's just like that thing with the whole like in that movie, like what's it called? It's escapes my head.
Leave the World Behind.
No, like Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor.
Terminator.
Fuck. Yeah, Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
Where like Sarah Connor, she was basically like she was in like a playground, and like she was right by a fence, and then she saw like the smoke, or like she saw like the nuclear radiation coming, and burned their ass up, and she became like a stone, like pillar.
Yep.
And that's what's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be like a nice sunny day.
Dust.
And then and like the angels gonna come and because after that, man, like there's gonna be like like the whole like nuclear winter, right?
Yep. It's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. So I'm gonna move on in here. Yeah, precept. Go ahead,
Baruch chapter 4, verse 24 and 25.
Baruch 4.
Yeah, verse
21.
24 and 25.
Good to go out.
And it reads, like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation. Right. So all these other nations have seen the demise of the Israelites, Israel being a people before it's a place. And they're also going to witness the deliverance, the strangeness of our salvation.
Right.
From our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Right. So like we were going into earlier, we've been on the bottom. We've been the dregs. We're the last hired, the first fired. We're in the barrios, we're in the ghettos. We're just getting by. Jake's been suffering. And the elect is amongst that. The elect has been amongst 2/3 of our people in the land of America, Great Babylon the Great, suffering, catching hell. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, right? Beginning with Esau, Edom. He laid the yoke heavily on the Israelites. Yep. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, right? Ultimately, the elect, beginning with the elect, are gonna see the fall of America, the Great Babylon the Great. These Edomites, we're seeing the beginning manifestation of that right now. There's a lot of regular Edomites that are sighing and crying about their standard of living taking a hit.
They're going to food banks now.
And food bank is running out. Food bank can't keep up with the demand. So it's crazy, man.
Serious, huh?
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, right, and ultimately the missiles, and shall tread upon his neck, right. They're going to go into hardcore slavery. The elect are going to snatch them up, and tread upon his neck. What did Joshua say to his men? Here, take these kings and put your foot on their necks.
Yep, that's right.
That means Esau gonna be singing some damn Edomite spirituals, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not getting no Edomite to sing for me. He got no flavor. I'm not trying to hear.
Like I want to hear them sing, man, so I could, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear
with my foot up on his neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Foot up on his neck. And that's going to be literal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special stress for him.
God. That's another God.
Bring it up.
We'll play a little bit left of this.
Oh, boy.
You like that, eh?
That's funny, man.
Hey,
Basically, Esau's so
God.
you have to laugh at this shit, man.
God.
Scripture is saying it.
Yeah.
And the mouth of the Lord. Continue. Salakia.
Read about it that I want to suggest. It's called Layered Money, about the history of currency and why currency was ever put in the hands of governments was basically just propaganda. Julius Caesar liked the idea of his face on dollars, and then the Roman Empire could devalue the amount of nickel or whatever metal was in each coin and give themselves more money. So they were not able to.
Which is why we say, according to the scriptures, that America is Rome and Egypt all over again spiritually, because they embody those previous empires,
right?
In the aspect of the whole economy, via religiously, militarily, financially, morally, and so on and so forth. America embodies the same conduct of all these empires before them, and that's why the scriptures talk about the place where that's called spiritually Egypt and Sodom, which those empires followed. Those empires were studied by Rome, Greece, and Rome.
To enriching themselves through the control of a central currency that is controlled by the government. But what he's saying is that since then, private companies have been able to wrestle control already out of these governments, and now they control the cash flow. He said that in the beginning. So no longer are governments in control of money. It's really the globalists, the finances, the bankers. That's an amazing thing to admit out loud.
And it's always been like that. It's just that it's coming out now. It's always been the bankers behind the globalists and these rulers, because these guys, these truth tellers, they think the globalists is the WEF. They don't know that the WEF and all these NGOs, WHO and so on and so forth, they're getting their orders from the bankers, the top wicked elites. These are the top magi's. These are guys who counsel with Satan himself.
We've already wrestled control away from global governments. We are, in fact, moving towards a globalist society. Anyone catch that? That's outrageous.
No, it's absolutely the case.
Again, it's always already been a global society, but now they're going to tighten up their grip upon the earth. As prophecy says, since he knows he has a short time, roughly paraphrasing, he shall come down with great wrath. He's always had control. These globalists have always had their grip on the earth, but now it's going to be tighter because they know Yahushua is coming, and then the prophecies are being fulfilled.
That's right.
So they want to, this is what the World Economic Forum wants. They don't want the United States Treasury to be in charge. They want the central banks. They want a few central banks that are controlling all of this money flow. Unelected globalists will control the flow of money. This is why it's okay that these small banks are collapsing, because they're being gobbled up by the conglomerate that are then, when we think about a BlackRock or a Vanguard, it's not like in New York City, it's international, right? So this is already happening. This is happening right before our eyes. And so he says that you, the people, can trust central banks to do whatever they want. Do you? Do you trust the central banks? He's speaking for you. A lot of people in the chat says, you might want this, meaning that guy. You might want this. We don't. This is a bridge further than we previously heard. Last year, they were telling us that they would go 100% digital, but they wouldn't eliminate cash completely. Like, you'd still have cash. You don't have to worry about that. Now he's admitting the truth. They want to eliminate cash 100%. Those were his words. We want to be 100% digital. And he admits that COVID was a great catalyst for it. Lockdowns, contactless. He said, thank goodness we had COVID, because contactless managed to flourish under this plan. And he said, he also picked this up. He said it was a necessity.
Yeah.
It was a necessity to have contactless. Really? He said, quote, at some point in time, hopefully we will be 100% digital. So getting rid of cash will prohibit the anonymous transfer of funds. So you will not be able to have any privacy anymore with money ever again. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was at this summit, of course. And he said people will be easier to control once we have fewer people and more machines to control us. So lower the population.
And at one point, this devil, the scriptures say he speaketh as a sheep, or he speaketh as a lamb with two horns. Paraphrasing. Yeah. So at one time, this devil, and all his politicians and world leaders, global leaders were speaking as sheep to you. Now, as they know, they have less time, okay, as the prophecies come to pass, and they're seeing the prophets, starting with the apostles and elders on down, and all the rest of the Israelite groups out there prophesying and speaking against this devil and so on and whatnot. They know they basically know they have a short time. Okay, they basically know they have a short time. Okay, and let me go back a couple of seconds here.
Will prohibit the anonymous transfer of funds, so you will not be able to have any privacy anymore with money ever again. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was at this summit, of course, and he said people will be easier to control once we have fewer people and more machines to control us. So
right.
lower
So my point was the fact that he once spoke as a lamb,
Mm-hmm.
but now he's speaking with his horns.
That's
So instead
right.
of a lamb that had 2 horns, so now he's speaking with his horns, showing you, yo, I'm a devil. You know, you guys don't matter. You know, your belief system doesn't matter.
Right.
If you don't get with what I'm doing and what I'm setting up, I'm gonna off you. You're done. You're dead.
That's right.
Yeah, because a whole like universal basic income.
That's right.
And and to go on the internet, basically, like you have to, it's gonna be the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
Like you have to have your ID, like your
digital ID.
identification. Yeah.
Yeah, your digital ID. You want to go to your local pub, you want to get a job, you want to drive your car, you want to do anything that incorporates your buying and selling aspect in this economy you know of right now. You're gonna have to partake of this man's CHIP, his universal basic income, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, we always, you know, starting with the apostles and elders, the great most and on down, we're pushing the mentality and the mindset that you have to have and you have to prepare for and strive for it, you know, so that you can stand in Jacob's trouble. You know, and that mentality and that mindset is what Yahushua, you know, exemplified while he was here. You know, relying on the king, you know, focusing on the kingdom of heaven, being obedient to the heavenly Father, and relying on your faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. That's all we're going to get through.
Because basically, it's going to be so bad because they're going to try to have this whole NWO, you know, to like set up and stuff.
Right.
But basically, like it's not going to work like how they want it to work. It's
man.
Fire, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's why the scriptures say the pride of your heart has deceived you.
Yeah.
Population, fewer people, put more robots and AI and machines in control, and we will be easier to control. This will be better, he says. Listen.
Yep, you guessed it. Another talking head ad where somebody's talking about people making hundreds or even thousands per month.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. That's something people never talked about. You know, we always used to think shrinking population is a cause for negative growth. But in my conversations with the leadership of these large developed countries that have xenophobic immigration policies, they don't allow anybody to come in, shrinking shrinking demographics, these countries will rapidly develop robotics and AI and technology. And if the promise, I didn't say it's going to happen, but if the promise of all that transforms productivity, which most of us think it will, we'll be able to elevate the standard of living of countries and the standard of living of individuals, even with shrinking populations. And so the paradigm of negative population growth is going to be changing. And the social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations. And so for those countries that have rising populations, the answer will be education. And so rapidly developing. For those countries that do not have a foundation of rule of law or education, they're going to be left. That's where the divide's going to get more and more extreme. And unfortunately,
I didn't really understand that.
So you didn't understand.
And that divide,
he's all for
that divide is going to get extreme because it's going to create a division, okay, between Esau's kingdom, as we read earlier. How can a nation stand if it be divided among itself? Hence, civil war. You have all kinds of wars brewing up. You have gender wars, you have racial wars, you have religious wars, you know, brewing up within, you know, throughout the whole earth.
Or declining populations. He's all for that. Will allow them to have more control over us. When you have declining populations, it's okay because, hey, there's no one to take care of the elderly people, right? Because you don't have children to take care of the elderly. We'll have machines do that. That's fine. That's fine. That will allow us to have more control of the population.
Because they're machines?
Yeah, because there'll be machines instead of humans, and those are easier to.
Right. So that's it on that. I want to play in this clip. My last piece I want to bring out here is Revelation, as we cannot talk about the MOTB without bringing this piece up every single time. Even if it's to as nauseum.
Salakia, can you read it in the NLT?
Sure.
Read it in the NLT. Wow.
So Revelation 13 and 16 in the NLT, and it reads.
Can you start at the 15th verse? Yeah.
Okay.
And go right into it. Yeah. 15th verse.
It says here, he was then permitted to give life to this statue so that it could speak. And obviously, it's not a literal statue, but it's talking about this system.
That's right. What it stands for. Beautiful point, brother. The breakdown of his laws.
Yep, that's right. And it says, then the statue of the beast commanded that anyone refusing to worship it must die.
Oh, right. That's what Larry Fink was just talking about in essence, but he said it a different way, that a digital identification is going to help. This is what the man said. That was his words, right? And you made a powerful comment at the end. There's going to be great division, right? Okay. Anyway, continue.
That's right. And it says here, verse 16, he required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And no one could buy or sell anything without the mark, which was either in the name of the beast or the number representing his name, which is a barcode. Okay, the CHIP, the MOTB, will come with a barcode, which is a barcode that we already scan for buying and selling. Everything we go into the grocery stores to buy and sell, has a barcode.
That's sick.
That's right. Wisdom is needed here. Let the one who understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man. His number is 666. All right, that's literal. You can see it in the barcode. We did a lesson on that a couple months ago, but it got taken down. So maybe if the spirit impresses us, we'll do another lesson on that. Lord willing.
This is the Tower of Babel, right? Because look at the damn Chinese and the damn the Saudi Arabian at the World Economic Forum, right? So they feel like they're gonna have this NWO and like rule the earth and keep the Israelites at the bottom.
That's right.
Have Genesis 11 and 1, or you thought?
No, that's it on that. That's it for me.
Have Genesis 11 and 1, and the whole earth was one language and one speech, and it came to pass as a journey from the earth that they fell. It says that they found a plain in the land of Shinar.
Wow.
And they dwelt there. And they said, right, because basically like after the flood, everyone was speaking Hebrew, right? Like the whole earth, everybody was speaking that whole Hebrew
one language.
The flood.
One language. Yeah. Which
if
means they were in one language, they had one mindset. And when you look at today, spiritually, the world has one mindset, which is the mindset of carnality and do as I wilt. The only people who are not part of that one mindset and that one language mentally is the elect.
That's right.
That 1%, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of billions of people.
Exactly.
And they said unto one another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, and let it says, lest we be scattered.
Which is what the name in the Hebrew is Shem, so our reputation. That's what Esau Edom tried to do. Let us make a reputation, a remembrance of our rulership.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Yep.
And the Lord came down to see the city and tower which the children of men build it.
Mhm.
And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this begin to do. And this is what's happening right now. The angels are watching, and they're seeing what they're seeing what these nations are doing. They have AI, they have artificial intelligence, robots, and basically like they have basically like left hand like basically like it's like left hand like practice.
Yeah, left hand technology, left hand practice, like you said. Yep.
And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which
Exactly.
they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language,
Beautiful.
and that they may not understand one another's speech. So basically, the elect now, or slack the angels, right? Slash the elect, but the elect, sorry, that the angels is gonna confound. It's gonna confound their whole NWO.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna be with fire now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why you see all these. See, the thing is when everybody speaks one language, you're of one mindset, right? But if the kingdom is divided, that means everybody is of their own individual mindset. And that's what Esau, his own lies and his own wickedness has turned on him, because he was pushing, do as you will, do as thou wilt, YOLO. You only live once. Your own opinion. Think of yourself. But now that's got him to a place where people are literally doing that against you. Against you. Now they're like, fuck you. Let me think of myself. I'm not going to partake in this. I'm not going to partake in that.
That's right.
Which is all prophecy. So the same thing that was happening back then, where the angels confounded their language so that they would be basically dividing among themselves. It's the same thing happening right now in the spirit. The angels, via Yahweh Shem Shai and the prophets on down, are dividing, are confounding the mindset, okay, of the world, and that's why the world is in complete division, utter division.
Right.
But just like in the time of Joshua, where they were like spying out the land, right? Like where the two Israelite men were spying out the land for for Joshua, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of wickedness here, again. And the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the earth, and they left up to build a city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So basically, the Lord now is going to he's going to destroy like this whole like society and like rebuild, right? And basically everyone's going to be speaking like a Hebrew eventually, right? Like that once the Israelites,
the original language,
is like is colonizing the whole earth again. Right? Like you damn nations aren't going to be speaking no damn Japanese and these damn
which a lot of you Israelites think that that 1,000-year slavery that we talk about is just for us to be in rulership and basically keep the heathens in subjection. No, it's deeper than that. It's also for the heathens to understand how to learn righteousness. Everything, all the wickedness that they've been taught by Esau even has to be unlearned, and that takes time. So that 1,000-year period is going to be us over them, and then them learning righteousness, even speaking the language.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. The only true justice is righteousness.
That's right.
That's
I have a scripture, Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon the faith. Sorry,
that's
wait upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even on my fierce anger, For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So this is what we're waiting for. All right. And like you can feel it in the air, man. Like that something's is about to kick off.
That's right.
For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent.
Beautiful. Starting with the elect. Beautiful.
That's right.
That's the spirit. I was thinking of that precept.
Not Jesus Christ or God. All right. It's like his Hebrew, right? Which is his name's Yahweh, and his son named Yahweh Shai. Because we go into Hebrew, all right?
That's right.
That?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ak.
Daniel 7:11, it reads, I beheld them because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. That's the destruction. As concerning the rest of the beasts, these other nations, right? They had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time, right? So eventually, after the 1,000-year period, these other nations are going to go back into their lands, but they're going to be tributaries. They're going to pay tribute.
That's right.
Right? They're going to learn. They're going to learn the language, the laws of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
They're going to have to get down or lie down, man.
Because they're nasty. A lot of these nations. I was watching a thing. I watched a thing on YouTube. There's a guy named David's been there. This guy goes all over the earth, man. He eats all kind of unclean food, man, from all these nations.
You're not living good, man.
This nasty, man. Like these nations are filthy, man.
Yep.
They're eating pig and they're eating all kind of unclean animals.
Everything they eat.
And preparing it.
Everything.
So so we're gonna civilize their ass, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And rule them with a rod of iron.
That's right.
Righteous indignation.
That it on that, Ak? We're going a little long, Con. I'm gonna close up a little soon here. About an
hour and a half, man.
Yeah. Con.
This is it. Just flowing.
Any other precepts or statements before we close up?
I have one. Man. It's just a statement because look, it came out, and in regards to Revelation 13 that was read, and Genesis 11:1 brought it right back. So and the word there in the book of Revelation goes into what they're going to do. They're going to force your habit. And this guy that just finished talking, Larry Fink, he has made the statement famous in our time. But it's nothing new under the sun. So the statement goes like this. It says, this is in regard to force of habit. It says, what does it mean if you do something from force of habit? And it says, if you do something from or by force of habit, you do it because you have always done it in the past. Right, going back to this Esau Edom, right? So when the brother read Genesis 11:1, I was laughing, and then he brought up Zephaniah. Those are the precepts on my mind. And then it says, rather than because you have thought carefully about it, right? How you're going to rule the world in sufficiency, and then you're going to be taken down, and you're going to go into slavery. It says he looked around from force of habit, but nobody paid any attention to him. So that's the meaning of force of habit. So Larry Fink,
just like Noah, just like the days of Noah.
He has predicted his downfall. That's why he's going to go underneath and try to come out like what do you call it? Come out like what's Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yep.
But the scripture says the deceived and the deceiver are his.
That's right.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. So, but that's all I got on it.
Fine.
So if you pull up force of habit definition, you folks at home, read it. So that's what this Larry Fink and these other men in their sufficiency, their carnal state. This is what they're pushing. Anyway, that's all I got, bro.
Con. All right, so with that, we're going to close up. Lord willing, this edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the elect, starting with 144,000. That's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And rest of you, the elect, I sincerely believe. Peace and mercy to you and your household.
Before the development.
All right. Again, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. A ball, and Kwame Shalom to the elect. Shalom.
So.